Hi guys, so back down the boat, actually doing something productive again, which is nice. And yeah, I thought I'd give you some updates. Our 4G aerial's on, obviously our new marine van. Had a bit of a tidy up on the top. We've done some sealing down there to address some leaks. One of my jobs I've got to do is take all of this trim strip off on both sides because we've got water getting in there and that wood needs attention. So bridge. So we have test fitted the Raymarine glass bridge. That's going to replace most of it. We had a look the other day, me and Adam, and realised that the original bridge is this here, and they've just bolted on top of it. So I'm hoping that we can take out most of those pods on there. So the only thing that's staying on there is ignition and fuel gauges. Fuel gauges are a backup because I've got fuel on here somewhere. I can't remember where. Fuel is on here somewhere. There, missed it. So yeah, I've got fuel, water and everything on there, but they'll stay as a backup, as will some of those gauges. But a lot of them, really, I don't actually need. They're nice to have, but I don't need them. And obviously some of these are the original vehicle gauges because we don't have a rear emitter or an indicator on a boat. But it means I can strip all this down, tidy it out, get rid of lots of stuff. So we've got our trim tab control here, which is now managed by that. So they're dead. Oh, that works now. So that's good. They're going to get rolled into the switch panel. The tab stuff, I don't know if that works. We can try that now because I found out how to move the tabs. And then we've got more gauges here than we know what to do with. And again, I can have them here, so I'm not worried about that. Also just realised that I do have a volt gauge which doesn't work. And three, but oh, God knows. Anyway, so that's been what's been going on down there. And if we go up to the back and look over, I don't know if you can see it, but there are two stern drives down there. So that's done. That's good. The dodgy deck boards, I think I covered on another update. They're done. We've got gas problems now. We've got a sticky regulator I need to address. Kevin's down here and wants to know if you'd like a biscuit. So there's been some fairly major tidying up in here. So as you can see, we have shiny clean wood. We're still getting a bit of damp in here, but that's that trim rail up the top that I mentioned. Actually got a fire extinguisher now. All of this is all done. We've had some serious varnishing going on here. We need to clean those shelves off though. We varnished that came up better than we thought it was going to, so that might be savable with a bit more sanding. We're all marked up here for our switch panel, and that stupid knob needs to come over here onto the heat position. Just lots of little bits we started looking at. So that one where the varnish had all blown out has now been redone, and my walking stick that I need to use at the moment. This is still a disaster zone in here, but I found those, so I thought we would have a quick dive into them, because I know some of you are medical type people. And we also found in all the documentation the oldest first aid manual in the world. Now when I started with St John Cadets, that was our first aid manual, so yeah, that's old. But I wondered what horrors lie in these. So let's get up here. I've got to do this one-handed, which isn't going to make life any easier. I'll just put you down for a second while I unzip this. Okay, we'll come back to that one because it won't unzip. So we've got a homemade bungee. Let's see what lovely things lie in here. We've got more sealed stuff. We have a shot glass. We have Lemsip, which I suspect is older than God. Yep, that expired 16 years ago. That really doesn't, that Ultra Plast one bothers me as well. We have open strip plaster. Well, that's a big no-no, and it's in a Dairy Crest bag. More Dairy Crest bags with all sorted plasters in. Oh God, this is getting really bad. Well, there's no expiry date on that, but I can already tell that's done. There's a bottle in here. We have a correct bandage in a Dairy Crest bag again, so sterile. We have, honestly, no idea, possibly a triangular bandage, again, Dairy Crest bag. Oh dear, look at that, it's so old that even in what should be a sealed packet, it's rusted. Elastovic, never heard of them. Cotton wool with lycra, so that's a really crusty dressing. They're always handy, they're good scissor sews. Yep. In hindsight of what happened, I should make sure I've got a good first aid kit on here. Okay, that's got both measurements in there. That is a stretch bandage. And again, has no information on. Diesel heater's just started, I can smell it. Steripret bactericidal. Again, oh, sorry, this is off screen. If anyone knows when those were last seen, let me know. Dettol, that's always good to have, just possibly not this old. So I think we're going to call that lot time to buy a new first aid kit. Why the shot glass? It's good to see that Lemsip haven't actually changed their packing for forever. So that lot is complete rubbish. Let's have a look in this. This looks a bit better maybe, because it's sealed. It's a lot easier, not one-handed. Right, so that looks like a slightly more modern one. It's a Tesco's value, which puts it at a recent date. I have a lot number that suggests it might be 2005. Still not going to use it. Cotton wool pads for when you need to stick lots of random bits of cotton to your wound. That doesn't really have anything on it that tells us how old it is. I've not seen that for a long time. Waterproof plastic. Oh dear, 16.5 pence. That's getting on a bit. Yeah. So we have Disprin there, which I haven't seen for ages. Rene, and that's just become one. Formal cohesive bandage. No idea on that. That's again older than God. That I'm sure is 70s. And it's a brand new tube of Germaline, which doesn't have a use by date. Oh yes it is. Can't read it. 2006. I wasn't sure Germaline was something that would go off. Right, I'm going to put you down again and try this bag. Otherwise I might just cut it. Oh, there. Oh, that was not a good sounding tip. Oh, this is not much better. I think we're just going to use brute force on this. There we go. So this was a half decent vehicle first aid kit once. What have we got? Seriously people, throw your your plaster bits in the bin. So they're no use because they're not sterile. Gloves, and if they're latex that might date this. We have an expiry date there of 2017, so we're better than the other one. Rubbish. The world's cheapest pair of paramedic shears. Yeah, this is all just really old. It's not as old as the other stuff. I'm just trying to find a date code on something, but this isn't things you'd really want to think about using. We have... Don't do this, people. I mean, if you don't use an entire dressing, throw the dressing away. You can't use this again, and that's got an expiry date of 2017, so that all of this is going to be 2017. So it's better, but it's still not good, and I still wouldn't use any of it. We have paramedics duct tape, safety pins. There's really not much in here that's worth saving. I mean, if there's triangular bandages in here, they're worth saving. Yes, we'll keep triangular bandages. This is actually quite a cheap and nasty first aid kit. It's not the kind of kit that I would consider having on a boat. So we're missing a lot of stuff here. I'm not seeing any signs of any heat blankets. I mean, it's a basic vehicle first aid kit, but the trouble with that is if you're in range of shore, or you're, you know, fairly close to the shore, let's zoom you out, then that's wonderful because you can get to shore, or you can call lifeboats, get assistance, get an ambulance. But if you're actually out, say, out the other side of the Isle of Wight and that, you're going to be waiting on helicopters.